Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today, Brandon.
Hello.
We're going to talk about games and things.
Games and things.
Yeah. What's on the agenda today? All sorts of things.
Yeah, there's actually a lot.
Yeah. I don't even know what Steam Next Fest is.
So basically, what Steam Next Fest is every few months, Steam has this event where they release a shit ton of demos of games that'll be coming out in like the next year.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like it's basically an event for AAA and indie developers to be like, here's what my game's going to be like. Here's a small taste of the game, and they let you play it for so long, so like a week or two, and then you can no longer play the game. But it's like a decent chunk to let you kind of like get a feel for said game, so that you can decide if you want to buy it in the coming year or if you not, and that sort of thing. It's neat. And like they also have like little like panels and stuff that's you can watch the live feed of, where like different developers talk about how they made their games and this, that, and the other. It's kind of like a online convention for upcoming games, and it's really neat.
It sounds like it. Yeah, that's a good idea, really. And honestly, with where we are now, it seems more practical than the actual kind of convention stuff.
Honestly, yeah. And it works really well because it allows the general public to get their hands on games as well and play them. And when you have general public playing it, then you can get a lot more feedback on your project, and then you can go from there, basically.
Yeah, got a lot of nice free publicity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you play anything interesting then?
I did. So, first of all, there's the RoboCop Rogue City game. That game is so cool. It's based off of RoboCop.
And
yeah, and it's kind of like, what's the easiest way to explain it? It's like your general first-person shooter slash action RPG standard. So think like Fallout or whatever. However, there's like no sprint button in the game. Instead, you just move very, very slowly, but you feel very, very powerful because you actually are. And the shooting mechanics feel very nice. And this is from the same developer that did the Terminator game. That was actually really good. I can't remember what it was fucking called. Or it might have been by the same company. I don't know.
I don't know. But good, regardless.
Yeah, all you need to know is it's a good game. So... yeah, it was a big demo too. It was like 40 gigs, but yeah, whatever. I will talk about some of my favorite games I played during Next Fest. So, first, I like Survivor games, and I've also may have mentioned before, maybe I haven't. I like Deep Rock Galactic. Have I ever mentioned that game before? I feel like I have.
The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I mean, I couldn't tell you what it was if you tried to get me to guess. So,
so Deep Rock Galactic is a game where you play as these dwarves that mine out ore and go on missions and everything, and you have to go to the center of this place and get the items and then escape with them, more or less, while fighting off hordes of giant bugs. So think like Left 4 Dead mixed with like
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, we'll go with that one. But anyway, it got really popular, and it's a really good game. And they decided to make a Vampire Survivor version of the game. And the Vampire Survivor version of said game is very good. Like, very, very good. So, yeah, there's that. That was really cool. And one of my favorite games from Next Fest, like I think this is actually my favorite game, is called Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom.
Okay, I like the name.
This is a Mario 64 clone, but there's no jump button.
Okay.
So you play as a yellow taxi, obviously, and I'm gonna go ahead and send this to you so you can actually look into it yourself. And basically, like, you go into a hub world, and then you choose what world you're gonna go into from said hub world. And you go around and like do collectathon sort of things, like, coins, this sort of thing. Find secrets, because they give you like vague ideas before you actually start it up, sort of like Mario 64 does, and then you go from there. And yeah, So this is kind of like Mario 64 or Banjo Kazooie or Donkey Kong 64. You know, all of those sort of games mixed together. But like I said, there is no dedicated jump button. Instead, the way you actually play it, which I think is genius, is you use the momentum of the taxi when you like go really fast off ramps as your
Hmm.
jump button. So like
Okay.
you use your speed to jump over things and that sort of thing. There is also a button that allows you to do backflips, but like that's got to be done in a certain way as well. It's a very inventive and very interesting game. It's very tongue in cheek and very silly, and
Yeah, it
I
looks super
really
cute.
liked this game. Like I really, really liked this game. This is one I'm going to be keeping an eye on. It instantly got added to my wish list, and that was really cool. Another one that I played all the way through that I thought was very fun and kind of different was a sort of Where's Waldo kind of game
Okay.
called An Arcade Full of Cats. Let me see. Arcade for wait, cats. Let me see. Uh Damn it, what is this called? An Arcade Full of Cats. That's it. That's what it's called. All right, so An Arcade Full of Cats is this game where you see a giant picture of an arcade and you can like kind of move around and look at different areas of said arcade.
Hmm.
And it like kind of is harkening back to old arcade days. You see like different arcade cabinets that are modeled uh like cat themed now instead.
Hmm.
There's some nice, like, chill music playing, and it gives you a number of cats that are hidden in this picture, and then you're tasked with finding them.
Okay.
So there's that. But the interesting thing here is it's a lot more interactive than other kinds of like Where's Waldo sort of games. Whereas there are going to be some cats that are hidden and you'll have to find them by interacting with different aspects of the game. So I'll spoil one part. The Konami code is written in graffiti on one of the walls, and there is
Yeah.
also a controller. And if you input it, you actually find a secret hidden cat that pops up out of one of the boxes that was hiding. And none
Okay.
of this is ever told to you, and it's just like a little thing that like, oh, you found the secret cat, and if you find all the secret cats, then you also get more. And like I found a quarter and I was able to access an arcade cabinet, and the arcade cabinet had a cat that was on the bed, and then it was like find all the bugs that the cat is trying to swat at in this picture. And
Uh,
it's very cute, it's very silly, and it's just like a really chill and fun like hidden object kind of game, which you don't really see much like ever. So
no, never.
yeah, and everything is based around different eras of arcades, basically.
Okay.
So like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, that sort of thing. So
Okay. Looks interesting. Yeah, it took me a second when I watched the video. I was like, well, this doesn't really show anything. And I was like, oh, wait, no. It's a hidden picture game. It's showing you where they're finding the cats.
yeah,
Got it.
another
Yeah.
one that I thought was really cool, and I've mentioned this game before in the past. Pinball Effects. I've mentioned this before.
Mhm.
It's a game I have a history with, and I really like the virtual pinball simulator kind of games. Well, they have a new game called Pinball M,
Mhm.
which is pinball effects, but all of the franchises in it are ones that would make the game rated M, and they do not shy away from the content of it. So, for instance, the one in the demo, you've got stuff like Duke Nukem, you got stuff like The Thing, Dead by Daylight, Chucky, that sort of thing, and it
Okay.
uses the same kind of content like you would have in those series, and it doesn't like dull it down. It has all the gore, it has all the violence, it has the swearing, it has all of that stuff. So it's kind of like trying to be more like like closer to the source material, and because of that, it's a rated M pinball game, and I kind of dig it. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. I
I
like it
was
a
gonna
lot.
ask, is it really Agent or is it really rated M?
Yes, it is.
Hmm. Okay.
So there you go. Uh, there's some other things here that I would mention, but I wouldn't say I played enough of them because like I played quite a few games here, but I would say another one that was a standout was called Another Crab's Treasure,
Mhm.
which is a Souls-like where you play as a crab.
Okay.
So this is a Dark Souls inspired game, and instead of like losing your souls or whatever like you would have in Bloodborne or Dark Souls or anything, you
Mhm.
you lose your shell. That's why it's called Under the Crab's
I feel
Treasure.
like you've
So
talked about this game
I've
before.
mentioned it was coming into existence, but you were able to play it during Next Fest. Yeah,
Okay.
so like there's that. It's pretty neat. It's very interesting idea, new kind of area for a Souls-like, and
Hmm.
I dig that quite a bit. So there's that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. There's another game I played which I don't actually know if it was part of Next Fest, but I found it during Next Fest, and this one I actually really want to talk about.
Hmm.
It's called Vivid Stasis.
Okay.
Vivid Stasis, and I'm sending you literally all of these, by the way, it's just so you can like look at them. Vivid Stasis is a rhythm game, but it also has like a visual novel aesthetic to it as well. The
Okay.
game's completely free. The music is great, and the story's pretty interesting. It's about this girl whose friend goes missing, and she's trying to get the law enforcement to do something about it and help her look for them, but they're like, "Hey, we can't really do anything. So just go home, relax, or try to relax while we try to figure out what's going on." But you're kind of stubborn because you don't think they're actually going to do anything because they've never helped you in the past.
Yeah.
So you decide to go and look for her yourself. What then arises from this game that I find to be really interesting is um, this kind of has a Doki Doki literature vibe to it, and I dig it like a lot. Um, Lots of weird fourth wall breaking sort of deals, kind of meta in a way. I don't think it's supposed to be a horror game, but
Hmm.
there's some weird shit going on here that makes this not quite what it seems you're playing. So yeah, it's very different and it's a lot of fun. Like I said, the music and the rhythm aspect is really fun. As you complete more songs, you get more points to unlock more parts of the story.
I was wondering how they were going to do the progression. I was like, what does
Yeah,
this work? Like,
yeah, it's
you go to talk to the police officer, be like, oh, no, I can't talk to you unless you can show me your sweet grooves.
no,
Uh,
no, no, no. But yeah, the game seems to kind of be a game in and of itself, so it feels like there's some ARG vibes or something here. From what I understand, this is not a complete game, and this is like the intro to a game, more or
Mhm.
less. And the actual game will come out later, supposedly.
Okay.
But yeah, it's weird, and it's really good. So I would recommend checking it out if you have a PC.
Okay.
This made me decide to play a few other rhythm games, ones that I had bought throughout the years. Um, s- so I decided to boot up Rhythm Sprout, which I think is an excellent rhythm game. I went back and played some with the like new setup, without me not being so messy with my computer right now, and I was able to go back and really, really enjoy playing through the story again and watched my friend play through it as well and saw his reaction to it. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game all around. Rhythm Sprout, great game. Awesome, lots of fun. I don't think I have really any other games to talk about right now when it comes to Next Fest and like Steam games, but I will talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta. So I got to play that.
Yeah.
Uh I felt kind of just like it's a game. It kind
Hmm.
of exists. It's here. It didn't really do anything that grabbed me per se. Like I enjoyed my time playing it, but nothing really stood out. I had fun being able to play Rust again and High Rise, which are two excellent Call of Duty maps. And I enjoyed my time playing it, but it just kind of existed, and that was really it. I didn't even feel the need to get to level 30 to get the special blueprints and blah blah blah, all that bullshit that you get when you get to level 30, which allows you to have it transfer over in the main game. I mean, maybe I'll feel better about it when there's more stages to play or something. But
Hmm.
I really just I didn't really care. It was just like it's a game. It exists. It's fine. I enjoyed my time playing it, but I just really can't put into words how little I cared about playing it.
That's fair. It
Um,
happens sometimes.
but I will share one other game because I forgot I played this, but I just saw that I had it installed and it is actually really good.
Yeah,
There's a game called Forgive Me, Father. It is
that sounds familiar.
it's a first-person shooter
Hmm.
where it's very comic booky and it looks almost like a graphic novel. And essentially what Forgive Me Father is a first person shooter similar to like Duke Nukem 3D or
Hmm.
like the Doom games, those sort of things.
Hmm.
And the interesting thing is about it though is there's like a skill tree, so like you're able to level up as you're going further into the game. And when you
Yeah.
level up, you're able to like morph your guns. So like you can kind of give in to the whole Cthulhu weird shit vibe and like allow your gun to become like organic in some ways,
Hmm.
and some of the things you can do in the game are just like really really interesting. It has a very unique art style. I probably played like 6 chapters of it, and I really enjoyed my time with this one. This one's very fun.
Yeah, I like the art style a lot. Kind of reminds me of some of the like Telltale stuff, except in motion.
As a first person shooter instead of a point and click,
Yeah,
basically.
no,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and then it has like kind of the more realistic looking world stuff
Mhm.
with the cell shaded looking art style for the characters and
Oh
everything, the
yeah,
guns and stuff.
definitely.
Yeah, I like it. I think it looks really good. It looks like it's pretty fast paced, and I
It's
don't know,
very fast paced, and it was
they're very
really enjoyable.
kind of Lovecraftian too, which
It
is
is
nice.
absolutely Lovecrafting, and that's why I said you were able to make your guns more organic by giving into the like Cthulhu Lovecraft vibes of the game. Because you
Hmm.
play as a priest, and the reason why it's called Forgive Me, Father is because you're a priest that has to kill all these zombies that look like people and all this other stuff, and in
Hmm.
order to like try to figure out what's going on and try to live through whatever this thing is that's happening. So like he actually has a line in like the first level where like you kill someone and like he kind of like has like a little bit of a panic attack. He's like, "Forgive me, Father,
Hmm.
for I have sinned." That sort of thing. It's like, oh, okay, that's why the game's called Forgive Me, Father. Got it. Okay, cool. It's neat. It's a really interesting idea and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I like this game. This game's good.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it. At least I like what I saw. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I guess other than that, that's what I got to talk about. I ain't got any other games really to talk about. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess for me, what did I play last week? Well, last week I was on my trip, so I had some
Oh yeah,
downtime.
what did you end up getting for your trip, if anything?
Well, I ended up playing. I laugh at this one a little bit. Some Mario Sunshine.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. I don't know. Mario Wonder's coming out, so I was in kind of a mood to play some
Mhm.
Mario. And I don't know why Mario Sunshine, 'cause I know I've talked about it before. It's probably my least favorite Mario, 3D Mario. But I was like, fuck it, I'll just play through some of the easy shines or whatever, and just kind of do like the bare minimum, and just kind of do that. So I don't know. I did maybe like half of some of the things, and just kind of fucked around with stuff that's fun, and that was some of it. But I also did buy Vampire Spyro, so.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
really where most of my time went.
Yeah.
I
Let's
spent
go.
I spent a shit ton of time in that game. So Mario Sunshine was really just kind of it was the decoy for this conversation. But and then I just kind of that was I just at the end of the trip I was like, well, I need a little break from Vampire Survivor, so I'm gonna play something a little bit different.
Hmm.
But no, I played a lot. I think I've unlocked a good portion of the levels.
Nice.
A bunch of the characters, a bunch of kind of the upgrades.
Hmm.
Um, and kind of worked through some of that. I did a lot of stuff on my own, and then just kind of near the end, I was like, okay. I'm like,
Guide
well,
time.
huh?
I said guide time towards the end when you were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, yeah, let's look up. I'm like, I know there's more stuff in here to look
So
up
did
that I'm
you
not
like
gonna play
find
through.
the secret level and all that crazy shit? Like I don't know
Yeah,
how far into the guide
so
you went, so.
um, where did I end up with? I ended up last thing I did was got like the yellow sign, I think.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you're pretty. How much of this game did you play?
I told you, I did a lot. I don't know, I did a bunch of different characters, I unlocked a bunch of different things. I like too, because I think the game's kind of deceptive when you play it at first. It's
Oh,
kind
it
of like,
is.
it's like, oh, here's some, basic abilities or whatever. And then you start to
Hmm.
realize that, there's those basic abilities are kind of just like guidelines, but not necessarily rules. And,
Yep.
you get stuff that kind of let you bend, what you think, you can do in the game and what you can't.
Hmm.
So,
And you can like really synergize your abilities together and everything. And
yeah. And it's really, I guess, there's some things I still don't quite completely grasp, and then
mhm.
there's some things that I, kind of a good kind
Do
of
you understand all the like the combining and all that shit,
bits and
or
pieces
bits and
of
pieces?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I've come to realize it's like, you have to kind of be a little bit more specific, in terms of what
Hmm.
you take versus kind of what you like. But then there was one level where it let me have like a stupid amount of pickups, and I couldn't understand that because it used to limit me to 6. So I don't know if I did something or if it was just that level. I don't know if you can elaborate on that or not. Like in terms of
So I think it might also depend on the character.
okay,
I'm trying to vaguely think what it could have been, because yeah.
because
Um
usually once you get to 6, it's like nah, you're fucked. You
yeah,
can just
but if
do whatever.
you can combine those six into like more powerful ones, and then when you combine those six into more powerful ones, it does the combination of those two things that you just combine, and it just makes them one. So then you have more space to add more and more and more and more and more. So if
Yeah.
you did that, that also could have been
Well,
part of
there
what
was
was
one
going on
stage
there.
that literally was like, well, at least I don't know, because I think it's the only place I've done it. I don't know if I had it, but it
Mhm.
was like, here's 12 different. It wasn't weapons. It
Oh,
was
did
kind
you
of
like
like
pick
the
them up off the
outfit.
ground?
Yeah.
Oh, well then yeah, you can just pick them up off the ground.
Oh, so those don't
Yeah.
count towards like a limit or
No,
anything.
you
Okay.
can just keep going. You can get like fucking everything.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically what happened in this level. I'm like, I got so many. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Um. Yeah. So that was kind of nice. And then it's like, I have weapons that I do like and I have weapons that I don't like. So there's some
Hmm.
I've not like evolved because I just don't ever use them.
Hmm.
There's a couple like items that I've like not even like used, and then I was looking at the guide and it's
How
like,
do
hey,
you
you need
feel
this.
about gun? That's my question.
What do you mean? Which gun?
The red and blue pellets that shoot out.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's one of my favorites,
I
especially
like
when
that
you
one
upgrade it.
actually. Although I've kind of realized because I have like an arcana that basically it's like if you have one, it basically gives you the other.
Yes,
So
yes.
like if I get one of those, I'll be like, oh fuck that. I'm like, I'm not gonna get pick up the second one. I'm like, I'll just use
Well,
the
no, no, no.
arcana.
If you pick up the second one, then it doubles it. So you have four times what you were
Oh,
shooting, more or less. But then if you combine it together, it doubles it and still keeps firing those four times while doing the special attack as well. So,
oh.
like, you can literally make that gun so broken that, like, your game will be like, I don't know what to do anymore with you. And I absolutely have in the past. So,
There's a
yeah.
couple combinations where I've realized that I'm just like I'm virtually invincible.
Yes,
Like another
you
one,
are the bullet hell, and that was kind of like a tagline for this game, and I love that tagline.
another
So,
combination I really enjoy is like what is it? It's the Arcana where you do damage when every time you get a health, like every time you get health.
mhm,
So then once you have it, so you get like if you pick up like the heart things, you keep on replenishing the health on top of the um ones that you can already like upgrade with that. So you
mhm.
have kind of like a baseline damage there. And then you put garlic on top of that. And you
Yeah,
kind of turn into like a walking force field that like nothing can get close to you because it bounces everything back. That also I found. And then, usually I'll use that, with the guns or with the magic wand because I do like the magic wand.
I'm
Um,
totally sending you this video real
that
quick
one's
of
good.
me.
Or when you upgrade the pentagram to whatever it is, like Shining Moon or whatever, and
Yeah.
then they can't get close to you, and then they just get eliminated, and then you suck up all their pellets. That's also kind of nice too. But yeah, no, you can do some wild stuff there with the
Mhm.
combinations. I realized.
If you
Uh,
click the video I just showed you, you could see what gun can do when you have it fully just
oh,
god tier upgraded.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Okay, so you see the pellets that are shooting out in an X like
Yeah.
thing? Okay, so that's gun, but that's also double gun. But the beams that are like basically sun rays, that's when you combine guns together, and
Ah,
then you get a constant beam of sun rays that go around you in circles while firing the four types of bullets out incredibly fast at
yeah.
all moments and times,
This is a
basically.
different level of damage I've not seen yet.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is how far I can take this game.
is this you playing this?
Yeah, this is me playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't know. Some of the stuff that you have, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some of the things are DLC things too. I don't know.
Some of this is DLC, but the gun thing, which is what I wanted to specifically show you,
Yeah.
that is just guns and upgraded guns.
Okay. Yeah. No, that looks cool. Yeah. No, the game's a blast. I do really enjoy it. So, and it's nice too. I feel like kind of with like the time limit, kind of, I guess
30-minute
time
time limit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of makes it so it's a nice, easy to like pick up and play like kind
Oh,
of a quickish
absolutely.
match, and then you're kind of, I don't know, responsible, I guess, and be like, okay, I guess I should stop now. Um, but yeah, no, I had a blast with this. I honestly enjoyed it so much. I was like, maybe I should pick up the DLC for this because I feel like
You
I've gotten to a point
should.
where
It's
I'm
so
kind of,
good.
yeah.
The map I'm playing in that video I just sent you is one of the DLC
I
maps.
figured because I'm like I don't
Mhm.
know that one, and I think I've seen all the stages from the regular one or most of them.
Mhm. Have you
So
seen the like crazy biblical eye stage? I guess I have to
yeah,
ask
that's
that.
fucking
That
weird.
that shit was crazy. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, that
I
one
love
I
this
definitely
game.
saw, and I was like, I don't know what to expect here, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on,
Mhm.
and it was just kind of then it started to get all warpy and weird, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, that's kind of weird.
The
Yeah,
game appears like so simplistic when you first start playing it,
hmm
and then like even like maybe 2 or 3 hours in, you're like, this is a completely different game than what I thought it was, more or less.
yeah, I would say so. And even because I remember you had me and Nick watch you play one
Hmm.
match one time, and I was like, I kind of got the gist of it, and there's some of that, and there's a lot more nuance to it that I think even I don't even appreciate when I'm playing it because sometimes I'll just kind of be like, I don't have to move, I can just leave it here and just let it do its thing, and then like I'll turn away for a
Yeah,
second and I'll be dead all of a sudden, and
yeah.
I'll be like, oops, and I'm like, shouldn't have done that. So I'm like, wasn't paying attention, and like the boss just kind of wandered up to me when I should have been walking, and
Mhm.
whatever. So but yeah, no, I mean, I really enjoy it. And then also too, like the music's great. I really enjoy all
The
that
music's
stuff.
fantastic.
Yeah, I really don't have anything, kind of negative to say about it.
I'm so
So,
happy I got someone else to play Vampire Survivor. You have no idea how happy I am.
well, I mean, you got Nick to play it too.
It's true, but he played it on mobile, and I don't think he played it long enough to actually play Vampire Survivors, to be
Oh,
completely honest. You know?
yeah. Also, well,
It
yeah,
was like you're like telling me like the crazy hidden level shit, and I'm like, hey, I'm really happy that you went that far into the game.
oh yeah, I
Which
played a
also
shit
makes
ton of
me
it.
think you played like maybe like 10 or 12 hours or some crazy shit amount, because that sounds like the kind of thing that would happen.
I would
Uh
think that's about how much I played. Because
yeah.
it's been like I bought it maybe like I think maybe a day or two before the trip, and I put
Mhm.
maybe an hour and we left. Actually, probably more than that because these can go up to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, and then we had a nice long plane flight, and then I'd probably play like an hour or two before bed even while we were on the trip, and
Mhm.
so I ended up putting I probably sunk a good amount of time into it. I will say you didn't play it on the Switch, right?
No, I have not played it on Switch. I played
One
it
thing
on
I
Steam Deck and PC only.
Yeah, one thing I do appreciate with the Switch one, there's two things. Well, one I don't know about, but I know it's there and I know it's exclusive to the Switch thing, and the other one might
The
be on the
co-op.
Steam Deck. Yes. Hmm.
I think they actually added that retroactively to the PC version as well, but I'm
Oh,
not
did they?
100% sure.
Last I saw when I downloaded it, there was something that said it was exclusive, but I didn't look to see if it was
Mhm.
when it was written, so it could have been. But I thought that was kind of a neat thing because it seems like it'd be a fun game to play co-op, depending on how it works.
The four-player
Um,
local co-op on on PC
oh,
as of
okay.
August 17th. So I think
Okay,
when
so
it
they did
released
patch
for
that
Switch,
in.
it released for PC as well.
So that's cool. The other thing that I thought was neat with the Switch one too is it does actually let you use either physical controls or touch controls. So you do
Oh,
that
nice.
option as well. Yeah.
So they like ported over, I guess, the touch from phone then.
Yeah,
That's neat.
and it seems to work pretty well, from what I did. Because it's kind of nice when you're just kind of, like I said, it's nice when you're fucking around and then you're just using one hand and you can just kind of like tap along or whatever if you need to. Because this game, I don't feel like you need like a super intense, like precise controls for it most of the
No,
time.
no,
Like you
definitely
can get,
not. Definitely not.
yeah. So I mean, that kind of stuff works out pretty well. So, oh, you got all the characters unlocked. Fucking tree, what?
Hmm?
One of your
Oh, you were
characters is
looking at all my characters. Oh shit. That's a lot of spoilers. Sorry.
That was the only one I saw. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I have like 50 or 60 characters. Like
Oh,
the
I didn't
ones you
realize this
saw
was
is
a
not even all of
3-hour
them.
video. I just letting it go.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, my bad. No, I just wanted you to see that one part. This is 3 hours. I streamed the whole thing. This was from a stream that I did when the new DLC came out. This was my first run of the DLC, so all the crazy shit you're seeing is me playing it for the first time.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's it. I really enjoy it. So, like I said, it was kind of
Have
lots
you
of fun.
done like limit break mode? Do you do that at all, or have you unlocked that?
No, I don't know what that is.
So limit break mode allows you to go and upgrade them past the highest upgrade point, and that's kind of why in my video you see me doing ridiculous amounts of damage and firing incredibly fast, because
Oh, that's
once you
kind of
go
useful.
past the highest upgrade point, it then allows you to there's also like like a endless mode where you can just play the game stage
Uh-huh.
until you die.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
nice. Because I would say, kind of, if there is kind of any shortcoming in terms of
mhm,
like where I have been so far, and I kind of attributed some of it to, at least what I've unlocked and have not unlocked
mhm,
kind of thing. But, there seems to be a point somewhere between like level 70 and 100
mhm.
where you'll max everything out and then they'll be like, what do you want? Coins or chicken?
Coins
And
or
I'm like,
chicken. Yeah. When you do the limit break, it's like, what do you want? Do you want to add like plus 5% speed to attack power, or do you want like extra health, that sort of thing, something like that.
yeah.
So like you're able to add that sort of thing, and as you level that up more and more and more and more and more, you eventually just become an absolute god. And then
Yeah.
it becomes a like they're going to continuously buff the enemies to the point where they're so powerful, it's like the game is trying to kill you, but having a hard time doing so.
Yeah, so yeah, no, definitely. I'm like, it seems like there's, should be something, and I figured maybe too. Otherwise, maybe it was something that was in the DLC even.
Mhm.
Um, because yeah, that kind of part where you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just really trying to get to the end here.
Yeah,
Just kind of,
there's a lot more to it. Like Arcana's like the books and all that good jazz. When you get to that point later on, as well as you're unlocking more and more of those really change up the way the game plays as well. I would recommend once you've gotten like a lot of characters and once you're like, okay, because you already said you were kind of at the looking up portion. I would
mhm,
look more up like how to do like endless mode, how to do like the limit breaks, how to like some of the combinations,
mhm,
because even if you know the combinations, you still have to get it as your random drop or be able to make it to the place to pick up a drop on the map if it is on the map in that
mhm.
stage. So I think as you more or less get yourself more acquainted with the game and its systems, a lot more things open up to you as well. And I don't think it really ruins anything if you look up some stuff when you're as far along into the game as you are right now.
And that's kind of how I felt. That's why I started looking things up. I'm like,
Mhm.
I got to the point where I'm like, I clearly have
The
naturally hit
wiki
like
for this
the
game's incredibly good also. Like everyone constantly updates and tries to give you as much information as possible, and in some cases even like this is a thing that is a major spoiler. If you want to continue to find out what it is, then you can
and
click
then
this. Yeah,
yeah.
basically. So like the people that are also like run the wiki like really care a lot about this game, or like huge fans of it. And I find that it's a really good source of information if you're at that point where you're like, I think I'm ready to just look up some stuff now. And
Yeah,
I
and
think
it
you can give yourself enough information just by looking up a few things
mhm.
that like you can have a much more different experience. Because I still find myself when there's updates for this game having a different experience that I didn't even know I could have when I look at some of the stuff on the wiki later on. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Um,
And that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. There's definitely, the game gives you more than enough information to enjoy what's there,
Hmm.
at face value, but it also keeps enough stuff secret that, obviously they intended for players to kind of figure it out,
Hmm.
I think through these kind of like, means, like, talking to other people, being like, kind of the old school, hey, did you know you could do this and find this?
Definitely.
And kind of the new way to do that is, look at wikis or whatever and see like, hey, they had hidden this stuff, if you go through and, do this other stuff. So, because some of the stuff's just, some of the stuff you're going to find naturally and some of it's so obtuse that unless you looked it up, you're never going to find it. So
Yeah.
it definitely is, kind of a mix of, what they want people to find on their own versus, what, they want the more, long-term players to find. So,
Hmm. Like,
yeah, I mean,
to give you a very small example of something you probably don't know you can do, you can play as the thing that kills you instantly at the 30-minute mark.
oh yeah, no, I know that.
Okay. I didn't know if you had that or unlocked or knew about that, but
Have
yeah.
not had it unlocked because I have not
But I'm guessing
done
you
that
looked it
part.
up and saw that or something.
Yeah, it was kind of
Hmm.
like because that's what I was looking up, kind of things, and then they were like, "Hey, do this, this, and this," and
Hmm.
then they're like, "But once you do this, then you unlock this," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, it's not what I was trying to do, but I did. I mean, I guess that's where I was headed towards, so
Hmm.
makes sense. It was kind of I was trying to do the to get past the 30-minute mark because I know it's there. It's possible. It's
Yeah.
in the unlocks. It's like you get to like a lot of the challenges are like you get to minute 31 on this stage, which
Hmm.
means you have to get past that. And
Yeah.
that was kind of my and I think that's how the game kind of incentivizes you to look those things up.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
And like
you
learn
know
about the other mechanics that might be hidden in the game itself that you don't
exactly,
know.
yeah. So it kind of nudges you that way. It's like, hey, this stuff's possible
Hmm.
and you're not going to probably naturally figure it out on your own. So that's kind of why you kind of, do this. I feel
Yeah.
like it would be almost like sheer blind luck that you would figure that stuff out
I mean, someone
accidentally.
had to figure it out originally, so like
Yeah.
that's just crazy, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Because some of this stuff is so obtuse that I
Hmm.
did not even think about it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" when I found out about it.
Yeah,
Like, what
exactly.
crazy person figured this out?
Yeah. And, it probably was a mix of, trial and error, maybe a little bit of, looking through the code, kind of seeing things like that way, I'm sure too. Um,
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's a lot of clever. There's a lot of clever things in this game, and I think it's fun. So, and like I said, it's usually quick enough to kind of get through and do things. But it's also interesting too, just kind of the luck of the draw. Like you can get really fucked over on drops and just kind of be like, nope,
Absolutely.
nope, this is not a run that's going to be going anywhere. So, I do have
Well,
characters that I already enjoy
I
more
do
than other
think
ones.
that having the option for like skips or like I don't want this thing that's dropped, which is also part of the like the game play as well, like
Mhm.
knowing when to skip, knowing when to ban something in the game. I think having that option does add to the game a lot where it's not just all RNG on the luck of the draw and you
Yes.
can
Mhm.
actually kind of manipulate it in your favor. But there's still some RNG elements there, which also makes it very interesting and makes you want to play multiple games. Like, damn, I didn't quite get the one I was looking for. I guess I'll try next run. And
Yeah.
it's that kind of mentality that makes this game go from being something that you're like, oh, I'll play it once, to like you look and you've spent 6 hours in one day playing it, and you're like, oh fuck, what have I
Yeah.
done?
Mhm. And you also kind of have to go in, I think, for certain things, you have to go into the mindset of like what your plan is. Like, what am I
Mhm.
doing in this stage this time? Am I trying to go and do this? Am I trying to go and do that?
Yeah,
What kind
exactly.
of upgrades am I trying to do? Um, am I how, what's my goal for completing this level in this run? Or, am I gonna
Mhm.
die, beforehand, but try to do something. So,
Exactly.
just kind of navigating all that's kind of helpful. But yeah, it's just it's there's a couple times where I've been in stages where it's just like, you go in, you're not expecting to make it, but you just kind of like, oh, I just got to make it to level 50 or something, and then I'm done, whatever. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
mhm.
And I feel like when you're like first experiencing in the game, that is a lot more that's something that happens a lot more often, but as you get like further and further into it, eventually you're just like, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to take these things and equip this and do that and the other so that I can have this. And hopefully I get that as my first drop. And I didn't get it. Okay, well, I'm going to skip this one and hope that the next one comes along. And then
Yeah.
you're able to, like I said, manipulate things and kind of set the game up the way you want it to be. And I think that that element really makes it interesting because it's like I said, you could be playing it at 6 hours, and the game that you play at 12 hours is a completely different game than what you were experiencing when you first started playing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the game I'm playing now is definitely not what I had booted up originally.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And I think that's the genius of it because like there's always something new. And then like at least with the PC version, how they keep updating it and doing this, that, and the other, which I'm sure they're also going to be adding to the Switch version as well. It really makes it something that you keep coming back to. This has consistently been the #1 seller for the Steam Deck since its launch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's not expensive, and you can get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I think I bought this, but I didn't spend anything on it because I just had some like random gold coins sitting around on my Nintendo account.
Yeah, it's so cheap that it's just like it's kind of a no-brainer. And then the DLC is only like $1.99 or $2.99 or some.
I think it was $1.99.
Yeah, it's just like okay, and like you could just have the gold coin sitting around and just pick that shit up.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think I'd have enough for those two, and I was debating on it. So
you should definitely get the DLC. It's lots of
fun. I probably will. Yeah, I mean, I still want to finish what I'm working on there, but then it's like, well, I got that. I got Mario Wonder coming out on Friday, so we're starting to get into busy season now. So you got to kind of kind of manage time a little better again, unfortunately. So, but yeah, no, I think this is a game that I'll come back to, here and there, and because it's like I said, it's a nice kind of easy pick up and play game. You can run through it, pretty quickly without, just as a nice time waster.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I love this genre of games, and I have found so many since playing Vampire Survivor, and each one has something a little different, and I super dig it. So. Yeah. I hope when other Vampire Survivor-like games come to the Switch, you're able to try those out as well. Like Brotato is really good too, which I think is also on Switch now. That one's very fun.
It might be. We talked about it so many times, I can't remember what we looked it up on now. Yeah. So I think that's the big things that I've been playing.
Nice.
I don't think I played anything else. No, that was really a lot of Vampire Survivors. So, yeah. Ready to move on to news?
Yeah, sure. Let's move on to news.
Okay. What's in the news? Microsoft acquires Activision finally.
Yep.
So it's all done. Deal's done. Still some obstacle for whatever reason. The FCC or I don't know, whichever US thing is like, no, we gotta try to stop this again. But the deal's done at this point. They already lost their case in the US, so it's just kind of relitigating it, maybe trying to get new concessions or something at this point. But instead, so yeah, Microsoft acquires Activision. They did kind of say that they're like, oh, we're not going to immediately throw their stuff right on Game Pass, but it probably will happen anyways. So at least some of it. I think what they'll do is I bet you will see a lot of the older stuff on there, and then stuff like Diablo 4. The big money makers. They'll be eventually, but not right away.
I'll give it a year between like releases.
Yeah, I think
that's. But I will say, I do foresee Call of Duty being a day one eventually, like alongside the new release, because they would want to snipe PlayStation sales while PlayStation still has the rights to the game for the next 10 years. So what better way to do that than also have it on Game Pass so they get more subscribers that way?
Yeah.
That's my theory, and also that's my hope, because I don't want to pay for Call of Duty anymore, because legitimately Call of Duty is just such a copy paste job at this point that it's like the Madden of of video games.
I mean, really, yeah. No, I mean they've definitely fallen into that
yeah, I want to play with my friends. I don't want to pay $70 to play with my friends though.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll get there eventually, once they get their stuff sorted out. But in the meantime, I feel like Activision's back catalog on, Game Pass, also kind of a big deal if it does get to that point too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
Um,
dropping like Banjo Kazooie and like those, not Banjo Kazooie, sorry, I meant to say Crash Bandicoot. Dropping those like first on Game Pass would just be such a power move.
maybe they'll put like StarCraft 64 on the Switch. That would be kind of funny too.
That would be neat. I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah, we play this like random old shit. StarCraft 64. Um, yeah, I mean, even kind of that stuff, seeing them do more with that could be interesting.
Mhm.
Um, because Microsoft has all this stuff to wield around now. They have to, at least give the impression that they're playing fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I love StarCraft 64. I don't know why. So it was kind of fun on the controllers, even though it's antiquated.
I mean, it's just StarCraft,
Yeah,
but on the N64.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I guess news-wise, there is that 4K N64 coming out. I didn't put that on the list, but
Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
yeah. I feel like it's definitely more for like a very select group of people, but
Definitely is, but
but
it is what it is.
yeah, it is what it
It,
is. It is kind of nice. It gives you more options to play at, which I think is always a good thing.
yep.
Yeah, so that's it.
I feel like
Um,
N64 is like an in-betweener that's kind of difficult to do good fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? Good quality streams.
yeah,
So having that option of like a 4K N64 might be really nice for like streamers that are like not like speedrunners, obviously, but like normal streamers that are like, I want to play N64 games. So yeah.
yeah. Well, like I said, I've always said, N64 and PlayStation is like the ugliest generation, and those like old kind of coax outputs just don't always look very nice either.
They don't look nice at all. They
So,
just,
having a little bit of upsets
but I
might help a
mean,
little
but what do you call it? N64 had RGB, red, yellow, white cables.
bit. Yeah, that's still hideous.
It wasn't very good because it was like 240p, I think.
Yeah, something.
And yeah, it was not good. So
Yeah, no, that's nice. Back to Activision though. Yeah, so Bobby Kotick's staying on to the end of the year, and then he's leaving Activision after 33 years. So,
yeah,
um,
well, good.
yep, nope, nobody lost any sleep about it from what I read. So that would be nice, getting them under probably more responsible adult to take care of things there. So there's that. So that's exciting. It will be interesting to see how that all plays out. And I think probably like what we saw with Bethesda, Microsoft upfront before the acquisition's like, hey, nothing's really gonna change, and then it's gonna be like, hey, everything's on Xbox. So obviously we'll see Call of Duty for a few years on other things just because that was
Mhm.
the deal that Microsoft made. But once that time frame runs out, like that, don't expect Call of Duty after that time frame runs out. B, don't expect much more beyond that. Like, don't be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, other Activision thing coming out here. No, probably not. Don't expect it. Yeah, so there's that. Speaking of people leaving companies, John Rictillo, as we talked about in one of the most recent episodes, who was running up Unity,
Oh
former EA
yeah.
guy. He retired. He's retiring. He resigns. I don't know if he's retiring. He definitely is resigning.
Mhm.
Presumably because people weren't too thrilled with his Unity monetary scheme that he came up with, or at least put to the forefront. So he's leaving. So maybe that was their concession for this monetary scheme. They're like, hey guys, that was a really bad idea. We're losing a lot of business.
Get him
Uh,
out of here.
yeah. So he is no more. But as it is with CEOs, generally they fall upwards. So I'm sure we will see him again if he's not retiring.
See him at Ubisoft.
Yeah. So he'll probably show up somewhere else. A little bit of Nintendo news. Two things. Actually, one of them I didn't write down. Activision, or not Activision, I can't read. Animal Crossing is getting
Yeah.
Legos. They're getting whole
Oh.
Legos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, it looks pretty cute. I don't know if it's that they showed off kind of like a bunch of Lego Animal Crossing characters, as well as kind of like a Lego kind of Nook's Cranny kind of thing. Looked really cute.
Yeah, I did
So
see that. I thought it was really neat.
um, yeah, so that looks really cute. I'm sure they'll do lots of different sets with it. Mario, there's like a million different sets for it. So yeah, that. And then the other little bit of Nintendo news is they officially finally announced the new Mario voice actor. It's Kevin Afghani. Um,
I don't know who this is.
don't know who he is either, but apparently, at least from what people were saying online, he does a lot of voiceovers for Nintendo already, including like some of the Nintendo Direct stuff. So he might be that. People said he might be the voice that's like, you know, says the really stupid stuff in between like the Nintendo Direct segments, like, "Hey, who's up for a new round of Mario Tennis or whatever?" You know, like the dumb things that they say. I can't think of anything cheekier right now because they're so dumb. I can't even pretend to like think of the punny things that they say.
The guy's been
Uh,
on like nothing. He's
yeah,
been like part of literally nothing. I guess he was in Genshin Impact.
yeah. So, but I would say, at least for what it's worth, in terms of how he sounds, like I don't know, he sounds close enough to Mario for me.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
All he does is run around and say like Yahoo. Yeah, no, but then the game has definitely been fully leaked and fully spoiled.
Oh yeah,
So
it is out there. You can have it.
fully leaked, fully spoiled, fully data mined. Every
Hmm.
secret that's there is out. But it was nice to confirm a couple of things that are there. I'll say them because I don't really think they're spoilers, but there's like 112 levels, I think is what it was, and there are no unlockable characters. So that is that. What you got from the beginning is what you got. So um, yeah, but there's some apparently some unlockable badges and things that you can
Hmm.
get through it. Nothing too crazy, but it just at least what I've seen anecdotally online, from different previews and things. The game's a lot of fun. It does have some challenge there for people who like it. I guess it's a very refreshing take on it, and probably the best 2D Mario in a few decades. So yeah, so I mean, definitely something to look forward to. Definitely we'll be able to talk about it more next week because it comes out, as this episode releases. So by the time you hear this, we probably will already be playing it, and we'll talk about it next week. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it looks good. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I haven't really looked too much into it. I'm going into it, aside from that, mini direct that they did just for the game, I haven't really watched anything else. So I don't know. I'm excited to be kind of like, I hope pleasantly surprised by it. So I don't know. I'm sure there's some nice stuff there. So, but Nintendo has kind of been like they've been saying like a couple more things. Like I guess one of their goals with this was to invest a lot more into the animations because they kind of wanted I guess their mentality was they wanted the game to animate more like the movie did, um, which obviously was a thought they had to have had before the movie came out because obviously they would have been working on it at the same time. But yeah, so they wanted to be kind of more of a expressive experience, which I think is good. You know,
Hmm.
give a lot more character to the game, and I think that's something that we even commented on. When it was originally announced, just how much more expressive the characters are and how much better this a lot of the animation stuff looked. So
Hmm.
it'd be interesting to see how it is, full motion. And it looks like those kind of wonder seed things or whatever really change the experience of the levels. So I'm interested to see, kind of what those play through. Because, um, it sounds like depending on if you go through the level with the wonder seed effects or without it, it provides a pretty different experience. So
Interesting.
they're saying a lot of the depth in the game changing really is, um, you might not have maybe as many levels, but just kind of similar to Super Mario World, where it's like, hey, you can get through these levels in a lot of different ways, or there's different things that might change how those levels are played. So yeah, so I mean that looks really good. Um, so yeah, more on Mario Wonder next week. We'll definitely have a lot more to say. And I guess the last thing is, so Nintendo went back again, I guess, and confirmed no DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. Done, 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 done. They're done.
It's
So
crazy.
yeah, I'm surprised because that game seems like it's right for it. Part of it could be they're just kind of like, we really need the Zelda team to get their asses in gear so we can get a Zelda game on the next system because they'll be starting so late at this point. So yeah, you don't want Aonuma to fuck around with unlimited time and just be like, oh, we missed Zelda on the system because we just had some really cool ideas. So, uh, so I'm sure it sent them right to work on whatever's next. It'll be interesting to see whatever is next, though, because like we said, this kind of design seems like it's near its pinnacle. Like I
Mm,
don't think they could really make this design that they have, this direction for Zelda, more interesting without some pretty significant changes. So it'll
mhm.
be interesting to see what they end up coming up with it. But I'm sure that could also be maybe part of the reason they didn't do DLC. Some of the stuff that they were working on for DLC for Breath of the Wild ended up becoming, stuff that turned into Tears of the Kingdom. So maybe they had some cool ideas that they were toying around with. They're like, nope, just a new game. Let's do that. So yeah. That's all the news stuff that I had. I don't know if you had anything else.
Uh, no, but I
Okay.
would like to share some movies that I watched.
Okay.
All right. So I watched a few movies for the spooky, scary Halloween. I saw the new Pet Cemetery, which
Uh-huh.
was all right. It was okay. Not bad. Not not good. Not really bad. It was just fine. I saw, and this is the one I actually wanted to talk about. I saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
How is it?
it was fucking awful.
Oh, I
But
figured.
it was like not even like entertainingly awful. It just felt like it was trying way too hard. And
Okay.
it wasn't very good and it was kind of nonsensical and it just didn't work in my
That's too
opinion.
bad. I like the idea that since things are
Well,
coming out of like their
here's the
copyright
problem,
monopoly.
right?
Huh?
Here's the biggest problem, right, about the
Yeah.
movie. It took itself so seriously that there was like nothing that made you be like, wow, they're using Winnie the Pooh in a horror film. Like there was never a moment where I was like that. I was just like, this is like a torture porn gore fest for no reason. And it's kind of boring.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, no, although coincidentally I did see a news story today.
Mhm.
There was like what's the word I'm looking for? Fourth grade like classroom that like the teacher just
I
showed this to the
saw
students.
this.
So I thought that was funny. Well, I mean, not really funny. That shouldn't happen, but
I mean,
just
there
kind
was
of
a lot of nudity in this movie also. So like that's probably a
the article
firing
is
and
like
a
these kids are
finding.
traumatized, and I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that. This never struck me as like a hey, let's show this to kids. And nothing in like the advertisements or the trailers or the look of it made me think like, hey, this is the kids Winnie the Pooh.
No,
Like,
not at
I
all.
don't know how you could make that mistake.
He like
So,
okay, like I remember a scene where like he ripped off this one girl's top and then just she was naked, so that just happened. And he just grabbed her and threw her into a wood chipper and like held her in there and you got to see like all of her guts and everything coming out the end of the
no,
wood chipper and whatnot. It's just like, oh, that just happened. Why did that happen? It just kind of did. And
okay.
that's a lot of my problem with the movie where it was just like, why did that happen? It just kind of did. I mean, it
Hmm.
didn't really do much with the material. The opening was like the best part. They had like an animated, like hand drawn, like aesthetic where they explain how Christopher Robin had to leave and everything, to go off to college, and then basically Pooh and the rest of them became feral and they ended up eating Eeyore and I was like, okay, I see where we're going here. This is a neat idea. They did this and this is the reason why they are and then it's just like after that there was like no semblance of any kind of mention of that ever again. It was just like, okay, and then we killed Christopher Robin's wife and then we beat the shit out of Christopher Robin, and now we've tied him up and we're torturing him for like 2 hours, and it's just like this is kind of bad, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But you know what I did like that I
What?
I saw again. You ever seen Cabin Fever?
Mm, it sounds familiar.
Cabin Fever's still good. That's it. It's a movie by Eli Roth. It's really good. I ended up watching that also. It was very enjoyable. And there was another movie called Silent Retreat from 2013.
Hmm.
about this girl who got framed for some kind of crime and everything. So she got sent off to this retreat where they basically reform them. And the first like 30, 40 minutes is incredibly good because there's like a lot of tension and there's a lot of stuff going on and you don't really know and you're left out in the dark. And then as you learn what's going on and you see the monster, you're just kind of like, oh, this kind of sucks now. I'd say like watch the first 40 minutes of it and then turn it off and go and do something else. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go watch some more horror movies after this. But yeah, I've been
Yeah, you have
mostly doing
a
all that.
whole bunch that you want to get through before Halloween. Is that the plan?
I mean, we're just kind of picking anything that's on there right now. Uh, I think we're gonna watch REC and the VHS series
Uh
probably tonight. That's probably what we're gonna do tonight.
huh. Okay.
Because I don't have any specific ones that I want to see. Aside from on the 27th when it releases, I want to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But other than that, I don't have any specific like plans. We're watching all of Insidious that exists so far. Those movies
Okay.
are really good. We've
I only
watched the
watched the
first
first
two.
one.
But the first two are really, really good because the second movie takes place immediately after the first one
Uh
and is a continuation. And technically, the first two movies are literally the same movie, but the movie was so long they had to split it up into parts.
huh.
So, yeah. If you liked the first movie, you should watch the second movie because it literally explains everything that you probably had still questions about from the first movie. And
Okay.
if you haven't seen the first movie in a while, you should
It's
watch
been a
both
while.
of them back to back. That way you can see the things and be like, "Oh, okay, that's neat." Because that's how I felt watching them again.
Yeah, I think I watched it like right when it came out. It has been like
I
quite a
did
while.
too. I did too. Until I watched it recently last week. I would recommend watching both of those, like back to back. They're great movies.
I know DJ watched the new. I don't know how new it is, but the new Evil Dead, or
I
most
want to
recent
watch
one,
that. I do want to watch that.
and
Yeah.
he really
I
liked it.
didn't I didn't like the reboot of Evil Dead because I just thought it was kind of it missed a lot of the point of Evil Dead.
Uh huh.
I did really like the Evil Dead TV show because I thought it nailed Evil Dead. Did so well with it. But the new Evil Dead movie is a sequel to the reboot from like 2016. So I haven't really wanted to see it, but I do like the idea of like the person that survived that was possessed going back to her children and still being possessed and them having to deal with her, and that seems like a really neat idea. So I'll probably end up watching that also.
Okay. Yeah.
I really like
Uh,
horror movies. Can you tell?
no, I know you do. We talk about them every year around this time.
I know.
So, yeah, no, those always sound good. Actually, I haven't really thought too much about like Halloween. Like, you know, am I gonna play through anything spooky this time of year? Usually, I always do.
My choice
Um,
would be Alan Wake, but I can't really right now.
hmm
Like the sequel releases in like a week, so
yeah. Oh, no. Oh, you mean you're just gonna wait for that? Is that what you mean? Or
I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I don't know if I'll have the
wow,
money. I got a lot of stuff going on right now.
fair.
So
No, that
yeah.
that seems like that's reasonable reason. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up like a Resident Evil game. They always seem to go on sale around this time of year. Maybe I'll. Usually, I don't know. I would probably. It would not even be the
Play
first time I've done
RE4.
this. Well, I have
RE4
RE4.
remake.
RE4 remake. Maybe.
Yes. So we can talk about it.
Maybe. I
I've
don't
already played
think.
one of my suggestions. I'll play the other.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we could still like like a very reasonable price.
It's probably gonna be
Um,
like $30, maybe 40. I think that's more than reasonable for this game. This game
it's definitely
has
more than reasonable.
the game has enough in it that it's more than just a remake, in my opinion. It's a very good game. Like, I'm gonna continuously recommend this game.
Okay. Well, I'll continuously think about
I'm gonna
it.
fucking slap you.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's that. But I was gonna say, I do. There's been a couple of years where I've like either repurchased or restarted Resident Evil One, and just played it for the time. Just never went back to it again. I do like that game a lot. Um, so that is one. But I don't know why I never just get around to finishing it. So I should do that. One of these days. I don't know. This year is probably not going to be the year, but who knows?
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, so there's that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a movie I wanted to see too recently that's like horror that I just had not either. But I don't know. I don't know what is off the top of my head. So
Let's find out. 2023 horror movies. Uh, what could be? I don't think it's The Nun 2.
no, it was not the Nun 2. I know that.
And it's probably not Renfield, although I do want to see that. Maybe I should watch that.
We did. I didn't see the whole movie. I saw bits and pieces of it. DJ really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he thought it was a lot of fun. I saw bits and pieces of 65. That was dumb.
I haven't seen that yet.
Dumb, 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 dumb. Oh, that
Mm.
Thanksgiving movie looked dumb, 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 dumb too.
I only have heard about it, and my thoughts are like, is it supposed to be based off the ad from um the Grindhouse movie that was way back in like 2000s?
Don't know, but I
Because
was
if
just
it
like,
is, that might actually be really fun.
I watched the whole trailer for it, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. This does not look fun. It doesn't look scary. It just looks really annoying.
Have you seen Megan?
No, I have not.
The
I've
movie's
heard that's
actually
good.
really good. Yeah, it's very good.
I haven't. Oh, I have it on like I think a wish list. There, just kind of watching, but I think it's actually watchable on one of the things that I have streaming.
I
Like,
think so too. I think it's on Peacock or maybe Amazon. Amazon Prime and Peacock has the movie right now. Looking at it.
okay, yeah. So maybe that's where I saw it on Amazon then. And I think there's something on Peacock that I was looking at too. But I don't remember what that was either at this time. I'm streaming, looking through the little list of things that are out this year too, new ones for war. Um,
I
I want
want
to.
to watch Skinamarink because I know that movie's supposed to be super fucked up,
Hmm.
but I haven't done it yet because I just kind of can't bring myself to do it because I actually think that one will fucking terrify me, to be completely honest. Because of the way it's shot. I like there's very few horror films where I hear the premise and I'm like, that's actually like legitimately fucked up. And Skinamarink is one of them that makes me go, that's like legitimately fucked up. And I don't know if I want to watch it.
Fair. Five Nights at Freddy's though. I was gonna say maybe I don't know if that's maybe what I was saying, but that looked a lot of
It's gonna
fun.
be on Peacock. That's where
Is
I'm
it?
watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie looked like I'm sure it'll be horrible, but it looked like it would be fun.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm not looking for it to be a masterpiece,
Uh-huh.
but I always like the premise of Five Nights at Freddy's, and it seemed like it'd be perfect for like a movie type thing. So
Hmm.
yeah, hopefully.
Do you know anything about Skinamarink?
Mm-mm.
All right, let me give you a quick lowdown of this, right?
Okay.
Skinamarink is about two children that wake up in the middle of the night and find that their father's missing. All the windows and the doors in their house have vanished.
Okay.
And the movie is shot in a way where it's all off angles and it's all very quiet and it's all like very artsy. And it's just following them through this house in like really weird scenarios as it's supposed to invoke the feeling of like you heard something in the middle of the night and you get up to go check it out and see what's going on,
Hmm.
and like the fear that brings to you. It does
Yeah.
that by using like sound design as well as like the way the angles are shot and everything, and it's just gets increasingly more fucked up as the movie goes on.
Okay. Yeah. No,
It
that sounds weird. Although when you say Skinamarink, it makes me always think
Yeah.
of lamb chops. Lamb was it
Yeah.
lamb chop? Was it the ones that does Skinamarink dinky dink? Oh
Yes,
no.
that was, I don't know what that's from,
No,
but I
no, no,
thought that
no, no.
was.
It was it was the one with the elephant. What was the one with the elephant?
Uh,
I'm gonna have
I
to Google it. Let's
I don't
see.
remember. But here's the full storyline without spoilers. Two children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing, and all the windows and the doors in their home have vanished. To cope with the strange situation, the two of them bring pillows and blankets to the living room and settle into a quiet slumber party. They play well-worn videotapes and cartoons to fill the silence of the house and distract from the frightening and inexcusable situation, all the while in the hopes that eventually some grown-ups will come back to rescue them. However, after a while, it becomes very clear that something else is watching over them, and that's the plot of the movie.
Uh-huh. It was the Elephant Show. Was what it was.
The
It was
Elephant
by Sharon,
Show.
Lois, and Bram. Yeah, I don't know. Really old show. I think it was used to play on
Hmm.
like old school, like Nickelodeon, like
Mm-hmm.
or like elementary school. And that they would always sing that song. So that's what it makes me think of. Mrs. Skinamarink.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't know. That movie sounds weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to be weird.
But this movie's already out, so it's been
Yeah.
out for a while.
It's on Shudder. It came out in 2022, but it was only in Canada on some weird service initially, but now it's been put on Shudder.
Oh, good news. The reviews look horrible, so I'm sure it will be bad.
So here's the thing: the reviews are
Uh-huh.
horrible because a lot of people don't understand what it is. A lot
Okay.
of people are just like starting the movie and not knowing what they're getting into, so they don't understand what they're watching. And that's kind of the thing. If you know what you're going to watch or what it
Uh-huh.
is essentially, it's supposed to be like actually kind of terrifying. But if you don't know, it's just going to be something where it's like, what the fuck am I watching? Especially if you watch like the first 20 minutes, because apparently the first 20 minutes doesn't really show its hand.
Okay.
So it's more later that the movie starts to show its hand, because it's like an hour and 40 minutes long.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I know the
Um,
full synopsis. I didn't tell you the full synopsis.
okay. No,
I
I would.
accidentally had the full thing spoiled for me, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe one of these days. I feel like watching that. I don't know. I don't think we have. I don't think we have Shutter right now. Usually, it's
Hmm?
this time of year we do it. So, um,
I normally subscribe to Shudder around now and then watch horror movies on Shudder because I think Shudder has some of the like best horror series and movies and stuff. So
uh,
yeah, that's normally what I do. So I mean, I'll probably end up doing that, but I don't know what's on there right now. So
yeah. I don't know what's on there either. That's kind of a nice thing because then you can get kind of like surprised with the new things. So
hmm
yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't really have much else to talk about. Do you?
No, I think I'm good for now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Ready to wrap up?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. Also check out our website, game-crunch.com. You can find all our episodes there. And if you want to reach out to us, you got Facebook, or you can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon,
Hey,
any final thoughts?
nope. I think I'm good.
All right. Well, that's for me. My name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online on Clash of Penguin there or on your favorite gaming console. Until next week, game on.
Game on.
There should be.
New season of Creep Show is on Shudder for Halloween.
Oh, there's a new season of
That's
Creep Show.
huh?
So there's a new season of Creep Show.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Pretty excited for that actually.
Yeah, I like that. I think we'll end up doing it. There's a.
Wait, they added the first two seasons of Chucky also to Shudder uncensored.
I've heard
Nice.
Chucky is very good.
I've seen the first 4 episodes and I quite liked it,
Yeah.
but I need to watch more. So there's that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Hell House 2, 3. Okay, there's some good shit here. Ooh, Evil Dead 2. Ooh, that's one of my favorite horror movies. Mandy's still on here. Mandy's a really good fucking film if you've never seen that.
Which one?
Mandy. It
Which
stars
one?
Nicolas Cage. So if you've never seen Nicolas Cage's movie called Mandy, you've never seen it.
No, it sounds very familiar. I don't think I've seen it though.
It's very good.
No, Stitcher, or yes, or not Stitcher.
Better.
Yes. It's always so interesting in there because it's like I feel like the movies are just very like random. It's like it's even the stuff that's like, hey, this movie's really reviewed, and you're like, no, this movie's a pile of shit. But then you'll have stuff that looks horrible and it's amazing, and you just don't really know what you're getting. It's a wild grab bag. So, but I always do just kind of like. I think it's maybe why I like the Creep Show, like the TV shows, a little bit better because you're a little bit faster to digest sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, and just they're just so random. I like it. I'm trying to think. What was the last movie I watched on there? The last one I remember enjoying, but I don't remember what it was now. Oh, I did watch a really what was the movie I watched? I think it was the last movie I watched on there. No, that one was weird. It was kind of like this guy was trapped in like uh what's the word? Like a truck stop bathroom
Hmm.
with like a glory hole where like I don't know some Cthulhu like being lived, and I don't know, it was supposed to be scary, but it ended up being really dumb. I don't remember what it was. I was not thrilled with it. It didn't make any sense.
I see.
Yeah. Also, though, just kind of Apple TV has this weird glitch where every once in a while it will fuck up audio of things. And
Hmm.
so I watched half this movie with fucked up audio, and that's also probably part of the reason why I didn't enjoy it. Because every once in a while it will like you'll close out of something, but then when you reopen something else, it will resume what it was playing along with what you started.
Okay.
So you'll get like kind of overlapping audio. So for half of this movie, because with the like kind of Lovecraftian thing,
Uh-huh.
I thought the guy was just going crazy. Like I thought he was like
Oh.
hearing voices and things. I'm like, why does he keep on hearing voices? And was he just ignoring them or not responding to them? And it was I don't know. It's kind of it sounds like when I explain it, you'd be like, how did you not realize that this is going on? Sometimes it's just not super obvious, especially if you like start a movie and then stop and then start another movie because you have kind of that slow like a lot of movies they'll start off quiet and you won't get things right away, so it's just kind of weird, and sometimes it's not very obvious right away. And that's how it was when I had watched that, so I don't know, it was just kind of weird. I just thought of that, but yeah, but that movie's horrible, so if you see it, I don't recommend it, even if you
Okay.
do have it with only the one voice track.
Wait, can you
uh
tell me what was called one more time?
Let me see if I can look it up. The name. I have to Google it fast.
Okay.
Um, Glorious.
Glorious.
And this calls it like comedy horror. I did not find it to be comedy horror. I just found it to be like mm, depressing horror. I don't even know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was not what I made it out to be. But yeah, nothing really scary there. Nothing really horror there. Nothing really comedy there. Depressing on all fronts.
I see. I see.
Oh, and it was Shutter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Shudder movie.
Mhm.
This is fucking weird. Okay, I was just looking at that movie. That's fucking weird.
Which one?
Glorious. I was
Yeah,
looking
no, it's
at it.
fucking weird.
Yep. All
Yeah.
right. I guess that's gonna be it for me. I'm heading out now.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta eat. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I need
So,
to eat too. Peace
all
out.
right. Yeah. See you next week.
Bye. See
Bye.
ya.